everyone, my name is Shambhavi. Hope you all are doing well. So today here I'm back with another question from the Leetcode for you people to practice it out, right? So first of all, I'll be explaining you like how you can just go ahead, practice out this question, what's the logic behind applying up this question, right? How you can just simply deal with that. We'll be learning with all of these perspective things. Then further, even I'll be showing you all the practical implementation, that how practically we can just write the sound question. I'll be using up the Google Colab for this respective thing. Okay, in case if you're having an account on Leetcode, so directly you can visit the Leetcode and there itself you can just write up this particular question so that you can just submit it also and get one of your questions solved too. Okay. Okay, let's get started up here over very quickly with the same. So for this, my question is ki we are having two version numbers. Okay, we are having the version number 1 and version 2. And what do we have to do? We just have to compare them. Okay, we have to compare two versions, version 1, version 2. So sorry, what do these respective things? Let's say the version numbers consist of one or more revisions joined by a dot. Okay, every division consists of digits and may contain leading zeros. Every division contains at least one character. Divisions are zero index from left to right. Okay, indexing from left to right, with the leftmost division being division 0 and the next division being division 1 and so on. Okay, let's say we are having example 2.5.33 and 0.1. Okay, so these are the valid version numbers. Okay, from here what version numbers exactly are, you might have heard that okay, Python is having its version 3.9 point something, right? Or maybe 2.0 version of something, right? This all you might have heard. So this is all just that simple thing, which is your version thing, right? Nothing more than that. So as to compare these version numbers, you will be just comparing out the divisions from left to the right orders, from left towards the right. Okay, divisions are compared during this integer value, ignoring any leading zeros. Okay, this means that division 1 and 001 are considered equal. Now, completely in this program, what do you have to do? Let's say you are having one version as 1. Okay, and the other you are having as 001. So we know that it will be treated similarly, right? It just doesn't matter out if one is added onto the prefix, right? It just really doesn't matter out over here anytime, right? So for that you just have this 001, that is a thing, and 1. These both are absolutely equal. Okay, so in case a version number does not specify a division at an index, that treat the division as 0. Okay, for example, we are having version 1.0 is less than version 1.1. Absolutely right, it is absolutely less than 1.1 because the reason the division zeros are the same, but the division ones are 0 and 1 respective. Perfectly okay, right? So what do we have to return in the output? We have to return if version 1 is less than version 2. We have to return -1. And in case the version 1 is greater than version 2, you have to return 1. Otherwise, simply return up 0 over there. So example says that one input we are having version 1, which is 1.01, version 2 1.001. Okay, output will be 0, right? Because here just the matter is of leading zeros. In 01 and 001 there is no such difference, just a one more 0 the difference is over here, right? So that is completely the same, so you just have to represent the same integer. Similarly for the example number 2, in case you write 1.0, in case you write 1.0.0, again it is absolutely the same thing, right? And now when I'm having 0.1 as my version 1 and 0.2 as my version 1.1, so condition was given that in case version 1 is smaller than version 2, so we have to return -1 as an output. So this is guys what program we have to write down over here about this complete question. So it's pretty simple. Let's very quickly start and write down the program. So for the first, I'm gonna like initialize up a class. In case you're gonna use up the Leetcode IDE, you'll be having the class and the functions automatically made over there. You do not have to make them. Okay, you will get them. As I'm using Google Colab, I'll be creating these things on my own. Okay, so class is my solution. Then I will be just using def, and I'll be using here compare version as a function. Okay, VRSION. Inside that self will be passed because that's a function inside the class. I'll be passing my parameters. One parameter is version 1, and that would be str. Second will be my version, version 2. Okay, that is also gonna be my str, and my final answer is gonna result me in the integer, right? Because as we are given into the program, key your final output will be into the integers only, right? And that is it. I'm going to define two variables, ver1 and ver2, okay? And for them, I'm going to use the split function. So ver1 dot split, and in the bracket, I'm going to split them with the dots. Same thing I'm going to do for my version 2. So ver2, a new variable, version 2 as a variable, goes over here, split, again the same. Split will just simply help me to separate the digits, separate the values which you're having, which are leading every dot between the numbers, between the digits, okay? We'll take I as a one more variable and put that as 0 over here, okay? Setting the maximum length, len, okay, maximum length, I'll be just first of all trying to find it. So I'll be using max function very simply, finding the length of my ver1 variable, similarly the length of my ver2 variable. Okay, condition goes while I is less than max length. Okay, I is less than the max length, that variable. So I'll be making my v1 as a new variable. I'll be setting that integer of version 1 in bracket of I. Okay, my condition will go that if I is less than length of my version 1, okay, else 0. So this condition is that if this particular condition satisfies the file is in length of version 1, so it will simply print me the integer of that particular value, otherwise 0. Similarly, I'm going to apply this one more condition for my v2 as well. So integer, this is going to be my ver2, ver2. In the bracket, I'm going to set that as I, okay, and goes with my condition that if, one second, yeah, if I is less than length of my ver2, length of my version 2, I'm going to set the else condition as 0 over here again. My condition goes that if version 1, sorry, not version 1, v1, we made a new variables. If v1 is less than v2, so in that case, what do we have to return? As mentioned, I'll be returning a -1 over here, right? Next, I'll be going with elif. Elif, my second condition goes that elif, my v1 is greater than v2. In that respective case, now what do I have to return again? I'll be returning -1 over here. And apart from that, we are having else. So moving down with my else condition, I'll be applying it. What do I require in the else? One second. So inside else, I'll be just writing I plus equal to 1. So I'll just gonna increment that out, right? And just coming out of my while loop, I'll just return up 0 over here as the final result. Okay. So this is what simply we had to do into this complete one. Right, we just simply had to like print this particular solution, make a class, make a function for the same, check it out and split out all the things. Okay, here we are having max, okay, alien length, my variable was wrong, now perfectly okay. And yeah, apart from that, we just have these few factors over here, v1, v2 and everything, and that is it what we had to do up over here, right? So I hope I'm pretty clear with the same stuff about the like how you can solve this complete question. It was pretty a simple question. Just the thing was the question seemed to a little bit longer. So if you might have read this question onto it with a little bit of patience, you might have solved this completely onto it because there was just nothing, just simple if else conditions had to be applied and it was all done, right? So you can just try writing this program onto your IDEs of your Leetcode. Try running this out, and I hope it might satisfy the use cases which you have mentioned.